When necessary, we will take aggressive legal action to remove negligent owners and property managers.
Okay, what does that mean?
And for buildings that have suffered chronic neglect, we will work to transfer ownership to responsible stewards.
Certainly taking property from somebody just because there's tenants that get together. I mean, I would right now be like, he said maybe tenants get it. So if we all get together and just start complaining enough about it.
They don't even have to be true. They just have to be complaints.
Exactly.
They can be like, my heater went out and it didn't.
Ousted. Let's start with our favorite new mayor, Mamdani, and his fashion statement. So he showed up at a Bronx Muslim event in this outfit. I didn't know what to call it. Is he going to a soccer match?
It's a dress.
It's kind of.
They wear dresses.
That's a Snuggie.
Now, listen, I know what you're saying. Like, you know, he's just supporting his team. He's an Arsenal fan. Arsenal fans are actually called gooners.
What?
Yeah.
Why are they called that?
You heard that correctly, as mentioned by British Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
He called us orcs and goons. Mr. Speaker, I am a gooner.
I am a gooner.
I wouldn't say that out loud, sir.
Not the sports team he's talking about.
I'm a gooner and a wanker.
I think Piers Morgan is also a very huge fan of Arsenal, which would make him like their prime gooner. The Washington Post also argued that he was wearing the Arsenal theme kurta, and it made him more relatable.
To who?
Relatable. Because I tend to wear my favorite team's jersey to my religious festivals and services as well. I saw this and I thought, like, how is he at this event in that? Like, how did somebody say, you're going to be around a bunch of other Muslim men that are going to be all dressed in the, I didn't know the name, kurta, right?
It's a dress.
It's in the dress. You're going to be wearing the dress. Everybody else is going to be wearing like nice dresses or relatively nice dresses. They're all kind of plain. But
and he made
you
a custom
should go
one
in Arsenal gear because Muslims love Arsenal.
Is Arsenal like an American team or something?
No, it's in the UK.
So it's more relatable to British people?
I guess.
We have proof of Piers gooner status. If you
do we?
Real quick. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
To be a gooner. So
he does it with his friends.
That's not.
I think
how...
he's gooning with his peers, maybe.
We all get together at the stadium and goon.
At what?
What do I have a goon?
Bailey's gonna need a pencil sharp.
At what time are you gonna goon? Noon? Yeah,
Noon.
I'm a nooner gooner.
Nooner gooner, baby. Arsenal. Gooners forever. Oh, boy. Anyway, if you want more of this, tune in live weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday.
For all your gooning
For all of your gooning needs, if you're an Arsenal fan. Otherwise, ew, gross.
Right.
Okay, so not only did he do that, not only did he wear that, and it's just kind of weird. Okay, fine, whatever. He makes a fashion statement, but he did have some things to say about something a little more consequential, his housing plan.
Through our new citywide campaign, Fix the City, we will focus on the worst landlords in New York City.
Okay.
Define that.
Maybe that's fine. Maybe.
When necessary, we will take aggressive legal action to remove negligent owners and property managers.
Okay, what does that mean?
And for buildings that have suffered chronic neglect, we will work to transfer ownership to responsible stewards.
What? Hold up. What do you mean? Transfer.
Stewards that include community land trusts, nonprofits, or even the tenants themselves.
Okay, so hold on. I don't understand what most of what you said means because you're not defining terms on like what is extreme neglect and what transfer means and all of the other things. But wouldn't you just say sell? Wouldn't you just say sell? Like, I'm not even sure I agree with that, but wouldn't you just say we're going to sell these facilities to someone else, not transfer ownership to the tenants? Do the tenants have to buy it? Is that how this works? Or are you
the
just
tenants are never getting it.
The tenants are never going to get it.
That was the or. Like,
it's the community
let me get another
groups.
cheer break right here, applause break.
Or
it's never happening.
Even the tenants.
He could just say from bad landlord. He could just say white landlords because white people make up most of the ownership class in the rental market.
Yes.
And of that, substantially, probably a lot is Jewish. So he could just say we're taking stuff from the Jews and whites and
giving it
a lot
to
quicker.
Whoever. And just to clarify this point, because we do have Mamdani's housing advisor, C. Weaver, talking about property becoming worthless.
rent control, and they need to be rent controlled. And the reason why they need to be rent controlled is not because like rent control is inherently socialist, but because rent control
Does that thing honk?
limits the speculative value of the land. Like our goal is to have the housing actually be worth less to some degree.
Worth
right?
less?
Like, we don't want this to be an investment vehicle.
Mamdani
We want it
is
to be like
unamused by
long-term
this
stable
girl.
homes. We don't need people to become millionaires off their homes.
Why
I feel
not?
like Sia's, I get most of my knowledge on housing from Sia.
Oh,
If you get it
Sia.
from me, it's just not coming from the source.
Not C. Sia. Spelled C-E-A.
SeaWorld.
Ugh.
Hey! Give me your wallet now!
I don't have a wallet.
What do you mean you don't have a wallet?
I don't need one.
Yeah, well, what about your driver's license?
I don't have one of those either.
You can't get a driver's license?
No, I can get one. I just don't like the bureaucracy. I don't like standing in lines.
You sound like a liar, which is like one of the worst things to be, even worse than a thief. Are you a liar? How do you pay for things, liar?
I use Rumble Wallet.
What's Rumble Wallet? Some kind of vibrating sack of cash?
No, it's a place where I can manage my crypto in one spot. It's as easy as money.
Well, then give me that!
I can't. It's encrypted.
Yeah? Well, how about I stab you until you give me the encryption, huh?
Go to wallet.rumble.com to download the Rumble Wallet today. No banks, no fees, no middlemen, just your money, and now all of your crypto in one secure, easy-to-use place. Get started today.
Josh, we looked at Vicky Palladino's tweet on this yesterday, and she had some Josh, what was the one she was talking about? How basically they're going to try to foment fake claims against the landlords?
Yeah. So what? By her theory, I mean, we could probably bring it up, but by her theory, it's taking all these complaints of negligence about landlords from tenants.
Right. No matter how petty they may be.
No matter how, I mean, especially petty.
Yeah, petty's
something
best.
simple as that the stoop had a dead bird on it.
Yeah, how
and
dare
they
you.
refused to remove it. I had roaches. The dishwasher stopped working for a day, or
Right.
I moved in and my fridge was dirty, like that kind of stuff. And then they take all these complaints, they pile them up, and then at the end of the day, they go, look at this chronic neglect. He said those words, chronic neglect.
Yeah.
Well, over the last 5 years, there's been chronic neglect from these landlords who, during COVID, stopped getting rent payments
Yeah, exactly.
and were forced to
cut back.
They were not cut back to, but they were forced to make changes to the building. Maybe it wasn't livable, or it wasn't meeting the standards of what New York,
Housing regulations.
Yeah, whatever. I forget the acronym. Sorry, but yeah. So they build this case, and then they have this chronic neglect, and then they can just seize it by going, oh well, we'll just seize it, and then they seize that. Then they start, from these nonprofits and these NGOs, they start branching out into other cities. So it becomes this like real estate empire, as Vicky called it, based out of New York City, that is now controlling rent in other cities across America.
Now, I mean, rent control is probably the worst idea I've ever heard of. If you can't afford to live in a place, you need to move from that place most of the time. There are some instances where I get a little like, oh gosh, I feel bad for what's happening here because some nefarious actions are taking place, or some kickbacks, whatever. That's different. But certainly taking property from somebody just because there's tenants that get together. I mean, I would right now be like, he said maybe tenants get it. So if we all get together and just start complaining enough about it.
They don't even have to be true. They just have to be complaints.
Exactly.
They can be like, my heater went out and it didn't.
Ousted. That might be
And this
great.
would allow these NGOs to amass tons and tons of wealth in property ownership.
Yeah.
So now they can start pushing their socialist causes.
They want it worth less, though.
They have a huge
It would
slush
fund. So when she said real estate empire, what she's saying is this would fund the NGOs and nonprofits.
And people like the TSA, essentially.
Yeah, the Democratic Socialists of America. By the way, this brings me to my Cauchy check-in.
Man.
Sorry. Cauchy check-in. Son of a gun.
I was looking for the Palladino tweet.
We did ask you to do that. When somebody like Mamdani says things like this, you're probably thinking like, okay, people don't like this guy. But right now on the Cauchy check-in, 20% chance of him being Times Person of the Year. Donald Trump's at 24% right now. Pope Leo's 17%. James Tallow, what?
Yeah, I know.
Dude, are you just trying to piss? That's Cauchy check-in. Get off of this. I'm not angry enough today.
I had to
We're not
click
talking
the
about
extension, and he was the number 4 listed one. So I thought.
Well, the only reason he qualifies is because he doesn't identify as a man or woman. So it's person of the year. That's the only reason he...
6 genders, typically. I don't even know what 6 he's saying there are, but I think that's a little exclusive, okay? I thought there was like 100 and something.
He identifies as marionette.
Okay, well, hopefully he identifies as unemployed. He's Beto part Dieu. All right.
At least Beto could skateboard.
He could. I mean, a little bit.
He was radical.
So there's a tubular. There was an attack today.
Right over your head.
I got it. Got it. I hate you sometimes, Josh, and I also love you. There was a Muslim man, the Swiss attack that was covered this morning on a lot of news outlets right now. It's shocking. They really don't know why this happened.
Why
but
he could have stabbed people.
So if I'm correct, Lane, I'm going to lay this out and say that there was a man who he shouted, Allahu Akbar, which is in and of itself enough for me to think murder, right? He's probably doing something really bad if he's shouting and running away doing that. You don't typically just shout that. You may think God is great because that's what it means, but it's typically not just said with nothing else going on. And he ran away with, here it is, bladed weapon. He ran away with a knife in Switzerland near Zurich, okay? So you be the judge. You tell me. Just out for a jog?
Is that Jack Black?
So he got stabby, ran away. Allahu Akbar! 3 people were injured. Town is 10% Muslim and apparently 90% infidel because that's what motivates this guy. So you're telling me there's really no understanding of why this guy was doing that? How many times
could have been a dispute over rent?
It was a rent control thing?
Yeah, it could have been.
He doesn't like pigeons in the public park or
something
something like that?
Could have been a crime of passion,
He stabs 3 people. Stabs 3 people, cuts 3 people. I'm not sure exactly how badly they were injured, but 3 people were injured. Doesn't matter. He needs to face the stiffest possible penalties. But the media needs to go like, well, wait, he ran away shouting Allahu Akbar. What if a guy, I don't know, ran, and so these are the infidels, right? So it's infidels versus not infidels. He's not infidel. What if a white Christian with a cross tattoo on his arm ran after stabbing 3 Jews saying, Christ is king? Would you wonder and speculate about the motive at that point? Probably not.
That could still be a rent issue.
It could also be a rent issue, but I don't think it is.
It would
All right.
likely be a rent issue.
Moving on to more crap out of Britain, because we're going to get to that here in just a second. The Center for Social Justice found some very troubling data right now. So from 2020 to 2025, 27 younger migrant workers were hired for every 1 younger Briton for entry-level jobs. The ratio of migrant workers hired versus Briton workers hired that were younger for entry-level jobs is 27-1. In terms of youth employment, this means migrants up 355%. Britons, 0.3%.
And to cut this off, when people can be like, well, yeah, but those are European migrants from places like Romania or Bulgaria. No, this is non-EU migrants. And
what does that mean, Lane?
Well, I don't think they're coming from Australia, Korea, or the United States.
Russia?
Probably not. Also, so you can derive potentially that they may be Muslim. I don't know. I don't want to go out on a limb, but
well, if it's anything like America, they're Mexicans.
Probably Mexican migrants.
No, then their
Everyone
economy
knows.
would actually accomplish something if they hired Mexicans.
That's true. Yeah, they would have so much more housing.
I'll shit on illegal immigrants all day, but let's not pretend that a Mexican can't build a pretty good house.
That's true. Yeah. Very hardworking people. But with 1 million Britons between the ages of 16 and 24 unemployed, you don't need these migrants to do these jobs. That is not necessary. Britain is fallen for many, many reasons.
Vagina is exactly what I would say if I wasn't here on YouTube. So go and subscribe on Rumble. Same channel where free speech is actually alive and well. Or you can stay here and the